to my channel. Happy Monday. Today we are going to be kitting up I think what's going to be one of my favorite kits of the year. At least I hope. Maybe I shouldn't set my expectations too high. But today we're going to be kitting up Otter Friends by Erika the Goober. This is a 55.6 by 70.7 centimeter round drill kit. We do have 60 colors to work with today. I unboxed this kit in yesterday's video. This diamond painting did come out with the during the 7th anniversary sale. So my big haul, the video ended up being over an hour long. So my big haul went up yesterday. I don't normally post on Sundays, but I wanted to make sure that I would be able to get that up before the kitting up. So that video went up yesterday if you are interested in checking out what I ordered from the sale. I am very happy with everything that I picked up. I mentioned in that video that it's been a long time since I have done that big of an order, like all at once. So it's always so satisfying when you get everything in front of you and you actually do love everything that you picked up. So very happy with my anniversary sale haul. And so much so that I'm going to be working on one of the kits immediately. I am very excited to be kitting this one up with you guys today. So let me get these in some type of order. I'm going to be using my Harbor Freight containers. Now I am going to have to use, I think I'm going to have to end up using 3 of these cases because we have 60 colors. And even if I I don't know though, I might be able to finagle an extra row over here. We're gonna see how things work out, but these hold a ton of drills. So that's why I will be using those. I'm gonna put my labels off to the side so I can organize my drills. So I am kitting this one up on Sunday. I had mentioned in my unboxing video that I wanted to just kit it up immediately, which I did, but then I ended up being kind of lazy on Saturday afternoon. I was enjoying kind of doing the bare minimum. So that's what I did. And I think it's what I needed. You know, it was like one of those things where my body was kind of just like, yeah, why don't we just chill? So that's what I did. I did a couple of other projects, not diamond painting related, which I'll show you in a second. But I'm filming on Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to any of the dads watching. I don't think I have any male viewers, but if I do, happy Father's Day to all of you. I was at my sister's. I just got home from my sister's when I'm filming. We celebrated my dad, obviously, for Father's Day, her husband, and my niece's 13th birthday was yesterday, which was Flag Day, June 14th. So happy birthday shout out to Elizabeth. She is 13, which is absolutely wild. She liked her present. She actually ended up going shopping, of course, as you do on your birthday. She went shopping yesterday and she actually picked up a couple of the things that I put in her gift, a couple of makeup items. So I was like, you know what? I don't think I'm altogether upset about that because they weren't on her list. I just picked up the items. And then when she went out shopping, she bought those items. So clearly I was on the right track because she bought them. So it kind of worked out. But yeah, she liked her present. My dad liked his Father's Day gift, which is always good. And Steven is out fishing with his dad. So altogether, a pretty good Father's Day for the dads in our life, I would say. Okay, so I am just sorting these into piles by the hundreds. This is how I personally like to kit up. It works well for me. And once I get these all sorted, we will start actually putting them into containers. I am on a little bit of a time crunch today, so I'm hoping I can move through this relatively quickly. I'm also realizing that I think I forgot to delete the footage from my unboxing. Is this $9.89? Yeah. I think I forgot to delete the footage on my unboxing, which was over an hour long. So I might have to pause you guys for a second so I can take care of that, or else I will run out of storage and then this will stop filming and I won't realize it. And then I'll be very upset. So we will sort these drills out. I'll take a quick break so I can take care of that. And then we will be back to kit everything up. But fun fact, if you're new here, I love to watch racing, NASCAR in particular. And there is a race today that starts at 3. So I'm hoping, I think it's, what time is it? It's 5:02, so I'm hoping that we can stay within the hour mark. I feel like my last kitting up video was very, very long, so I'm hoping we can stay within an hour, but we'll see. 36. Okay. What do we have here? 38.14. 4:14, 9:51, 2:08. Do I have any 200s? Yes, I do. And then our last strip here. So 6:04, 2 bags of 957. And 2 bags of 991. Okay, so those are all of our drills. Let me pause you guys for a second, clear out my storage. I will organize this a little bit better so we can go ahead and start kitting up. Okay, I'm back. Let's go ahead and get started. So, for the get together at my sister's, I actually made cinnamon buns, but I put them in a mini waffle iron, so they were like waffle cinnamon buns, and they were so good. They actually went over really great. My niece had one of her friends over, and I said to my sister as we were like packing up, I was like, yeah, just go ahead and keep the cinnamon buns. I think there were like 6 left. I ended up doing 2 cans of cinnamon buns, and she's like, oh, are you sure? And then my niece's little friend was like, yeah, like nodding her head, like really excited. So they went over very well. They were so easy, and they looked cute. So, I just bought store-bought cinnamon rolls. And then I have a bunch of different mini waffle irons for like different seasons and stuff. But I used my like square waffle stick one and put the cinnamon bun, closed the lid. It was in there for like maybe 3 minutes. I took it out, put the icing on, and then I put them in like a baking dish. And while I got ready to leave, I put them in the oven on like 200 degrees Fahrenheit, just to keep them warm. And everybody really liked them. My dad liked them. My nieces liked them. So that went over very well. I will definitely be doing that again in the future. And yeah, it was nice. We hung out, we talked a little bit. We talked about vacation. My sister and I talked about some things. So it was nice to see everybody. Unfortunately, it's been too long. With the end of the school year, my nieces are just so busy and all that fun stuff. So that was today. Instead of diamond painting last night, I did a couple of other things like I mentioned. So the first thing that I did is a little spoiler for my June monthly haul, but I bought this really cute Lego set. These came out, I think, June 1st, but it's these little potted plants. Aren't these so cute? I showed them to Steven and I was like, it's you and me. So Steven is this one, and then this one's me with the little smiley face. They came out so cute, and they actually have little roots. Isn't that so adorable? Oh my gosh, I love them so much. It was a really quick kit. I want to say this was like 16 bucks maybe at Target. Maybe I got them on sale, I can't remember, but they're very cute. And then if you watched my May monthly haul, I bought some little USB-C port like dust cover collector things, and I bought the ones that had the little what do you call this, like loop on the bottom so you can add charms. So I made a little Kindle dust cover charm. This is my new case, which hadn't come in yet when I did my June haul, but it's so cute. I love it so much. So I took some inspiration from the case itself. So I used the little crab and then the lighthouse. And then I used just like a little red charm. These are all beads that I already had. So really easy, inexpensive kind of accessory to add to the Kindle. And the pack came with a bunch of these little covers. So I'm going to be able to make so many of these, but it just plugs right into the charging port to kind of protect it from any damage. And now I have a cute little summer charm. Really cute. I enjoyed doing that one. It was not a super long project. It took me just a few minutes. I think it took me longer to pick out which beads I wanted than it took me to make the actual charm, but I think it turned out really cute. So now I am kitting this up so I can hopefully sit down for a good chunk of the afternoon and diamond paint. I'm looking forward to it. I did end up working on a little kit in between my last finish and this one. I just knew that that unboxing video was going to take me so long. So I was kind of putting off filming it until I had a really good chunk of time to do so. So I worked on that really small like fruit popsicle kit that I got from Michael's. I finished that one, I think I finished it Friday night. So there will be a post review coming for that one. And then obviously I will be working on this one. So it all kind of worked out. It gives me a sneaky little extra finish for the month, which is always nice. And it actually turned out really cute. So stay tuned for a post review coming up for that one very soon. And I have started showing the progress on my Instagram page. So if you're interested, you can check out that as well, which is Diamond Paintings by Laura. So I thought with the start of summer coming, I know the official like first day of summer isn't, you know, immediate, but it's coming. And I thought we could do a little beginning of summer type tag. You guys know I love my tag questions. So I thought we could do some tag questions. So let me go ahead and pull up. I have it pulled up here. I don't think I've done this one before. I do a lot of tags for like my kitten chats and whippin' chats just to keep me talking, because otherwise there'll just be a ton of dead air. So I don't think I've done this one before, but it is called 50 Fun Summer Icebreaker Questions from CraftyLab.com. I will leave a link to the questions in the description box if you are looking for a summer tag. I didn't read through these. Sometimes I think it's funner to just... Funner? No. Sometimes I think it's just more fun to wing it and just kind of go for it. Did I mix? No, here it is, $3.19. So the first question is, have you ever been on a summer road trip? Where did you go? So when I think of like a road trip, I think of like you're going to multiple places. At least that's how I interpret a road trip. If you're new here, I struggle with motion sickness. I have pretty severe motion sickness, and the car just isn't great for me. Now, with that being said, we do go on long car rides. I would say the closest that I've had to a road trip is when I was younger. We went we used to go to North Carolina all the time, especially when my parents were married. And then there was a couple of years, I think, where we went with my dad's second wife and her family. But we went to North Carolina, and then on the way home, we stopped in Washington, D.C., and we did like Arlington Cemetery and all that kind of like stuff. So I don't know if that necessarily would be considered a road trip, but it's the closest that I've gotten to a road trip, and probably the closest I will get. Steven is hoping that once we get older and like retire, that we'll be able to do more types of trips and stuff, but it's hard. If you have motion sickness, you know how hard it is, and it sucks to be the person that like is the problem, obviously through no fault of my own, but I am the problem, so it can definitely be frustrating. There are definitely places in the States that I would love to see. I don't know. Time will tell. Question number 2 is, do you have any summer traditions? Our summer tradition as a family is to go to Cape Cod. We have always done family vacation. Like I mentioned, when I was younger, it was more further away locations. We used to do North Carolina, Virginia Beach. But as my dad has gotten older, it is now the Cape, which we used to go to the Cape too when I was younger. But it's just like a good amount of time in the car. Like it's just enough where like you feel like you're away, but it's also not 16 hours. So, it takes us about roughly 4 hours to get out onto the Cape. So it's like, you know, you're, like I said, you still feel like you're away, but it's also not spending the entire day in the car. So that's definitely our tradition. We've been doing it now. We missed a year. Was it like was it the COVID year that we might have skipped? I can't remember. So we missed a year, but other than that, we have gone every year now since my nieces were really, really small. Trying to remember how old they were the first year that we went. I know they weren't like babies. So we did like take a little bit of a break when they were really small, but I still remember Elizabeth being quite tiny. So that is our summer tradition. Question number 3 is, what is your favorite way to keep cool during the summer? Well, I wish I had a pool. So I'm a pool person. I love the pool. I don't really love swimming in the lake. I don't like swimming in the ocean at all. I love a pool, and we grew up with a pool. Excuse me, I'm gonna have to take a drink. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully that was far enough away from the microphone that you didn't have to listen to that. I love the pool. We don't have one. I've asked Steven, and he's just not really into it. So Steven views camp as like a pool because it's, you know, right on the river. It's very close to the water. But I just don't love swimming I just don't love swimming in it. It's clean. Like the lake is clean. You absolutely can swim in it, but there are things in there like slimy things, and I don't know. So I would say the pool, but since we don't have one, I'm an AC girl. I love the air conditioning in here. Diamond painting or reading or whatever is usually my thing. I have been thinking about getting like just a small pool that I can put on like our porch. Not like a pool, but they make those like loungers that you can put just like a tiny bit of water in. I've been thinking about getting one of those for our our back deck, because we don't have a super private backyard, unfortunately. So I could kind of like make it a little bit more private if I put some like beach towels on the railings of the porch. But I don't know. I would love a pool, but Steven's just not really into it. I've even said, like, I will maintain it. I'll pay for everything. And he's just like, nah. So maybe when we're in our, like, the house that we're going to be in for, like, a long time, maybe I can get him to get on board. But obviously, you know, we're not going to be, we don't plan to be in this house forever. This is definitely like a starter home. We definitely want a bit more room at some point, but it works for us for now. So yeah, to keep warm in the summer, AC. I just love the AC. Thank God I live in a time where there's air conditioning, central air conditioning at that. If you could have an endless supply of any summer treat, what would it be? Ooh. I feel like there's so many choices. Like, I love a smoothie or like an icy Italian ice. I think my favorite thing, which is generally not available anymore, but I guess that it has come back as a limited flavor for this summer, is, and I know some of you guys probably know what I'm going to talk about, but if you live in New York, I think it's just New York, it might be other parts of New England, I really don't know. We have a gas station called Stewart's, which is supposed to have like the best milk in the area. Their ice cream is really good. It's like very popular amongst us people up here. My favorite ice cream from them is Stargazer, and they got rid of it two summers ago, and they brought it back as like the limited edition summer flavor this year, but you can only get it at the ice cream counter. So I haven't had it yet this year. I think I'm actually gonna stop and ask them to do like a hand-packed pint of it because I love it so much. But if I could just have that forever, I would very much appreciate it. It is the best ice cream. Let me actually see if I can tell you what it is, like what's in it. Stargazer ice cream. Let's see. Oh, it's so good. Oh my God, I've missed it. A part of me like doesn't want to get it because I'm going to be so sad when I can't get it anymore. So it's like, I've already had 2 summers ago, I was already like very sad about it. So I'm like, if I taste it again now, I'm going to have to go through that loss all over again. So dramatic. Okay, so it's a chocolate malt flavored ice cream with rich caramel swirl and chocolate caramel cup. So it's like a Milky Way as an ice cream. Don't let the malt flavor like upset you, because I don't like malt flavored things, but oh my God, it is the best ice cream ever. It's so good. So if I could just have that unlimited, I absolutely would. It's so good. Now I feel like I should have stopped at Stewart's on my way home from my sister's to get some. Okay. What is your favorite summer activity? Honestly, I would probably say swimming. I love to be outside, but I don't like to be hot. Like, I love to get in a little tan, which I know I shouldn't, but I do. As somebody who's very pale, a little tan goes a long way on me. So I love to swim, but I don't like public pools. No, I want my own pool that I can just lay out in, float around, I can read. But since I don't have one of those, what would my summer activity be? I guess diamond painting. I do still like to sit outside and read. It's just been so rainy here that I haven't been able to sit on our back deck. But I do like to sit out there with my Kindle and put on a little sunscreen, a little tanning lotion, and get a little bit of color. I've kind of started. It's mostly, it doesn't look like it, but I've kind of started. I do actually have Native American in my family tree on my mom's side. So once I get a tan, I hold a tan very well. But my dad's side is all like European. So I kind of have to fight through that to get to the Native American in me. And then once I get the tan, it's there, but I kind of have to fight through that a little bit. Have you ever been to a summer festival or concert? Who did you see? I think I've talked about this on my channel before. I don't love concerts. They kind of give me anxiety, but when I was younger, my best friend and I went to, my area has a summer concert called Country Fest at one of our fairgrounds. So we went to Country Fest and it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was crazy. I think one person like overdosed while we were there. Like I remember EMS and everything. I get so much anxiety at concerts, especially like those big festival ones. But I remember Joe Nichols was there, which is a throwback. Oh my gosh. I remember he was there. Gosh, I honestly cannot remember who else. I also one time went to like a, not heavy metal, but like a metal type of concert. I can't remember what that's called. It was very popular around here. But yeah, I don't really do concerts very much. I haven't been to a concert in years at this point. Oh, I skipped a question. If you could spend a summer anywhere in the world, where would it be? Ooh, I've always wanted to go to the Maldives. I know that, well, at least I don't think the Maldives are like, well, let's be honest, nobody really wants Americans to come to their country, but I don't think that the Maldives are super friendly to the Americans. I could be wrong. But I would love to go to the Maldives. It just looks like so cool to be in one of those little huts that's like out in the water, and the water is like so clear. I always, when I was younger, I really wanted to go to Turks and Caicos. I don't know why. I don't know where I got that from, because I don't know anybody who's ever been there, but I think I would have to say the Maldives. I'd love to go. I never will because I don't fly. But it would be fun. I'd love to see it. I'm not going to hold my breath, though. Let me actually cut a dryer sheet for this one. Okay, so I already answered that question. What summer movie release are you excited about this year? Ooh, I don't even know any movies that are coming out this year. It's so weird because I used to be such a movie person. Like, I still have my massive DVD collection, and I used to know everything that was coming out, and I just kind of lost interest. I feel like if you asked me what my most anticipated summer book release was going to be, I could probably answer that. But I don't know. I feel like with streaming and stuff, like the movie culture has changed so much that I really don't. I'm not familiar with any books that are coming out, or books. I'm very familiar with books that are coming out. I'm not super familiar with any movies that are coming out. I'm trying to see if I would be able to squeeze in some more containers. I think I can do it, but we're just going to kit up and then I will move things around if I can. What is your favorite summer cocktail or mocktail? I don't drink alcohol. I think I've mentioned that on the channel before. I did when I was younger, and then I went through some things and I realized how easy it would be to become dependent on alcohol. I also come from a very long line of alcoholics, and it's just, you know, not something that I need in my life. I do feel like in certain aspects of my life, I have a bit of like an addictive personality. And I just don't really play that game. So cocktail, no. Mocktail, I got these new, actually, let me go grab them. Hold on one second. So I like to watch, I watch a variety of things on like Instagram. I don't have TikTok, so I see a lot of people's TikToks on Instagram. So I do follow the whole like water talk thing, like flavored waters and fancy waters and all that stuff. So I saw someone post about these Great value variety pack drink mixes in this new flavor. I've had their other ones before, but I hadn't seen the mermaid, unicorn, peach ring, and cotton candy one. So I picked these up in my most recent grocery order, and I have tried all 3 of them. They are amazing. They are so good. And obviously I do mix them in with water. I actually have the cotton candy in here with water right now, but these, so get your glass, put a little bit of water in the bottom so that you can mix these so that like the powder dissolves. I use one of the like frothers. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a tiny little mini mixer, I guess, like whisk that's motorized. So I mix the powder and the water with that, and then I add a Sprite into it with a bunch of ice. Oh my gosh. Can confirm all of the flavors are delicious. They are sugar-free, so, you know, it's kind of a debate if they're actually good for you. I don't know. They help me drink more water, so I kind of roll with it. Obviously I don't have every single one with a Sprite every day. I tend to limit myself to 1 soda a day. Some days I'll go without a soda at all. But I drink Sprite Zero, Coke Zero, Coke Cherry Zero. Not that they're necessarily better for you, but that's what I drink. So those are fantastic. If you're looking for like some fun flavorings for the summer, definitely check those out. This is a 30 pack for less than $5. This was like was it like $4.96 or something? I know Walmart has weird prices sometimes, but really, really enjoy those. They're so good. I think my favorite is the unicorn. The cotton candy that I have right now is so good though. So yeah, definitely recommend those. I think they could make some really fun kind of mocktails, like fun drinks. And they actually turn the color that the powder is, so I feel like that kind of adds a little fun element to your mocktail. All right. We are done with our first strip. We're moving along. Let me cut a piece of dryer sheet again. Some of these are staticky and some aren't, so I'm just kind of adding dryer sheets in where I think they're needed. All right, next question is, if you could spend an entire summer learning a new skill or hobby, what would it be? Ooh. An interesting question. I feel like I have too many hobbies that adding another one just, my brain is like, you don't need another hobby. If I could learn anything, what would it be? I would love to learn how to crochet. I don't need another hobby and I have no plans to learn how to crochet, but I feel like it would be so fun. Let me know if any of you guys crochet. I feel like cross stitch, if I put my mind to it, I feel like I could learn that because it's so similar to diamond painting, that I don't necessarily feel like I would need an entire summer to learn that. I could be wrong. But I would love to crochet. I think it would be really fun. You can make so many things. I would love to make all those cute little stuffies that everybody makes. They're so adorable. All right, $7.75. Next question is, what was the best summer of your life? Ooh, when I was, oh gosh, how old was I? Was I like 11? My parents were still married, and there was a summer where my parents took 2 weeks off of work, and we spent 2 weeks down in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and we had 2 weeks at the beach. There was 1 week where my aunt and uncle, who live in Virginia, They came down with my cousins. They were there for, I don't think it was a full week. Actually, I think they brought my grandmother with them. So we had like all of those people for 1 week. And then the other week, for part of it, we had some of my parents' best friends from Virginia. They came with their kids, and we all like shared this bunk bedroom, and we had a PlayStation hooked up, and we would just like play racing games all night. Like my parents were like, you know what, we have 2 weeks off, it's summer vacation, have fun, you know, be safe of course, but have fun. And I remember that summer so well. You know, my parents were still in a good spot. I don't remember them like having any issues at all. And it was just like such a fun time. The house that we stayed in it wasn't like right on the beach, but it was very close. You could see the beach, so we could still like walk, and then our parents could sit on the balcony and like see us. Although my mother would sit at the beach for like 14 hours. Like she was a beach person, so she was always there anyway, but like it was really close. So after dinner we could walk down. Like we were just at the beach honestly almost the entirety of those 2 weeks. Like it was just such a fun time. And you know, my aunt and uncle and my cousins, they still live in Virginia, so I don't see them a ton anymore. The last time I saw my aunt and uncle and one of my cousins was when my grandfather passed away. They came up, but my other cousin wasn't able to come. My parents' friends from Virginia that came down, which if you didn't know, fun fact, I was born in Virginia. My dad was in the military, and that's where we lived at the time. So I was born in Williamsburg, and their best friends was a couple, and they had 3 kids. And they, you know, stayed in contact forever, really, until they got divorced. So they got divorced, and then one of their sons passed away a few years ago. And, you know, it's like just remembering all of those times where like we were all together and our families were all complete and all that stuff. I definitely look back on that summer very, very fondly, because I don't know if it was that winter or maybe like the winter after, my parents got divorced, you know, a few years later. So I do look back on that vacation in particular with a lot of fondness. Especially, you know, people get divorced and people pass away, and it's fun to look at the good memories. I remember after, his name was RC. I think I've talked about him on the channel before. His name wasn't RC, but he went by RC. He went by his initials. When he passed away, I actually found an old camera, like a disposable Kodak camera, and I had it developed, and it was pictures from that vacation. And he was like my first crush in the world. Like he was older than I was by quite a bit. So he was like my first crush. So to have all those pictures and stuff was, you know, it just makes it really special. So that is probably the best summer of my life. I look back on that very fondly. What is your favorite barbecue item? So like barbecue flavor or what I would bring to a barbecue, because I'm not a huge fan of barbecue flavored things. Like I like ribs. I don't love like barbecue chicken, but if I'm going to a barbecue, I'm taking my pasta salad, which is, in my opinion, out of this world. Like it's so good. I made a pasta salad last week. I have almost finished it, and I got stuff to make another pasta salad for this week. As soon as it starts getting nice out, I'm like, I need pasta salad. So if I'm going to a barbecue, I'm taking pasta salad. If it's like you're going to a barbecue, this is the barbecue flavored thing, probably ribs. But also like if I'm going to a barbecue, I feel like there's going to be cheeseburgers, and I love a cheeseburger. So, but a thin cheeseburger. I don't like super like honkin' cheeseburgers. I like it to be thin because I don't like to have any red in my cheeseburger. I like it to be fully cooked. Everybody makes fun of me, and they're like, make sure you do a hockey puck for Laura, because I don't like to have any red in my hamburger meat. Let's see. What is your favorite way to spend the 4th of July? We usually spend the 4th of July up at camp. There have been a couple of years where we've taken the boat out on the lake to watch the fireworks, which is pretty cool. We haven't done that the last couple of years. It's a lot, especially because Steven's parents' camp is on the river. So we have to go all the way down the lake and then all the way down the river. So it's about, I think it's like a 45-minute ride, which when it's nice out, it's fine. Like, you kind of don't really notice it. But it's, once you get on the river, it's a no wake zone. So you can't go faster than 5 miles an hour, which on a boat feels very slow. And to do that in the dark, if you're not like super confident, it's just a lot. And Steven's parents are getting older, so it's just not something that they really enjoy to do. Steven would do it in a heartbeat, but just to kind of be at camp and have a little fire. And usually Steven's mom and I come up with like different types of 4th of July treats and all that stuff. So just kind of chill. We're not big drinkers. We're not big partiers. So kind of just to hang out, enjoy the day of not having to go to work is kind of fun. Do you know any water sports? Which one? Do I know any water sports? I mean, like wakeboarding and stuff. Have I ever done them? No. Do I plan to do them? No. No, thank you. What is your favorite fair food or treat? Gosh, I haven't been to a fair in years. We used to go when my nieces were little, but I haven't been to one in a very long time. But I feel like the last one we went to, I think we got fried Oreos. Ooh, those were good. Those are really good. I've had like a blooming onion before, which is fine. I don't love those. I would say probably the fried Oreo was so good. It was like an Oreo in a funnel cake, like fried into a funnel cake. Ooh, it was so good. Let's see. Do you pack a cooler for the beach or eat/drink out? We pack a cooler. Are you kidding me? Those concession stands at the beaches? Yeah, no. We do the classic like sandwich to the beach, like a peanut butter and jelly or like a ham sandwich. I feel like my sister and I kind of have it down to a science at this point, and we know what's up. It's like you get up, you get dressed, you got your bathing suit on, and then you start the assembly line in the kitchen of like, all right, what do you want? What kind of sandwich? You have everything laid out. And then we just go down the line and make them all. So yeah, we take our stuff to the beach. Do you listen to music or read at the beach? I love to read at the beach. I like to find a nice, easy read, nothing too dramatic that's going to have me sobbing in public. A nice little beach read, hang out. It's a little bit different now that my nieces are older, because when they were really small, obviously we were all like on duty, right? Because the ocean, it can change quickly. So, my sister, my brother-in-law, we would all be like eyes on the girls when they were in. But now that they're older, they don't really, go into the ocean as much. They like to go in and just kind of chill, as opposed to, swimming around like mermaids. And they're kind of like, I feel like this year they're going to be like tanning more so than anything. So now that they're older, we can definitely read and enjoy a book. My brother-in-law does like to have the radio on though, so it's kind of a mix of both from our section. We have a little bit of music and then some reading. What song reminds you of summer? Ooh, Oh gosh. You know, I was actually thinking of one the other day, but now I can't think of it. I actually have a song in my head, but I can't remember the name of it. Oh, I think it's a One Direction song. What is that song called? Is it One Direction? They literally sing like You Were Mine for the Summer. I think it's from their first album. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started on One Direction. I'm still so sad. What is your favorite summer dessert? Anything s'mores. Anything like s'mores flavored. The last couple of years I've made like different types of s'mores that you don't need an actual like fire for. I'm going to use 2 separate containers for $9.57. Where you can use like graham crackers and like fluff. Oh, so good. But I also love like angel food cake in the summer. I think because it's so light, it's just so delicious. It's like angel food cake with Cool Whip and strawberries. So good. Would you rather sit by the pool or swim in the ocean? Sit by the pool. I think that has been well established in today's video. I am a pool person, and I hope someday that I can have one again. Would you rather be a lifeguard or a camp counselor? I actually never did either. I feel like I would have enjoyed being a camp counselor. Yeah, I feel like I would have enjoyed that. I think lifeguard is a bit too unpredictable for me. I don't know that I handle stressful situations well enough to be a lifeguard. I think if I had obviously been properly trained, perhaps I would have been okay, but I think I'll have to go with camp counselor. Would you rather get a terrible sunburn or get stung by a jellyfish? I have had my fair share of terrible sunburns. There was one year where it was really bad. Like, I probably should have gone to the hospital. The size welts that came up on my back. But I've never been stung by a jellyfish, so I don't know which is worse. Now, from experience, the sunburn was horrendous. Like, I was laying on my stomach on the bed, and I would literally sob when Steven would get close to me to put aloe on it. Like, it was so bad. It was really, really bad. Please wear your sunscreen. I feel like I had always, like, it was always drilled into our head, like, sunscreen, sunscreen. But for whatever reason, it just didn't, I was putting sunscreen on, but, like, it didn't, I obviously wasn't putting it on frequently enough, or I didn't put the initial coat on soon enough. I don't know. But it didn't feel like I was getting burned. So I was like, okay, whatever. Please put your sunscreen on. I feel like that is the burn that really taught me, like, sunscreen. Now I'm crazy about it. I don't need a tan that bad. I love a tan, but I don't need a tan that bad. I'll just go get a spray tan instead. Would you rather eat s'mores or eat ice cream all summer long? Oh, I think I've spoken about both in this video. I don't know. How do I decide between the two? I guess ice cream, but I don't know. I'm going to say ice cream because, like, on a hot day, an ice cream cone is so nice. But just know, I do love s'mores. Would you rather spend a day at the beach with only an umbrella or only a comfy chair? Oh, I get it. Ooh. I feel like I have to say umbrella. I do love a comfy chair at the beach, but as long as I have, like, a towel and I can lay in the sand under the umbrella, I'm going to go umbrella because it is nice to get that relief from the sun every now and then. Ooh, this one's going to be close. Don't spill, Laura, don't spill. I'm playing a dangerous game here. Very dangerous game. but I'm going to continue. Would you rather travel to South America or Southeast Asia? Isn't the Maldives in Asia? Maldives. Oops. Maldives. Am I wrong? Yeah, it's a country in South Asia. So I guess I would have to say, dang it, I lost my place. Southeast Asia, so I could go to the Maldives. I've never been to South America. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh gosh. Okay. Laura, you were doing so well. And then you had to play this game of Will It Fit? All right. I shouldn't have said that. Disregard that comment. Will the drills fit? All right, we're going with this. Anything else that pops out is just going to be on its own. Okay. Sorry, friends. You've been left behind. All right, next question. Would you rather stay at a luxury resort or a cabin in the woods? Ooh. You know, I could see the good sides of both. But since camp is basically the cabin in the woods, I do that all the time anyway. So I would love to stay at a luxury resort, like everything included type of resort. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. I'd love to do that at least once in my life. But again, where would I go? Because I don't fly. Especially these days. Oh my gosh. With all the... I can't even. My answer is luxury resort with the caveat that I know it'll never happen. I will be going to the cabin in the woods for instead. But would love to experience a luxury resort. Would you rather go to a theme park or a water park? Oof, neither. Oh my gosh. I would say water park just because I prefer that, because I don't do roller coasters or anything, but I know how many people pee in those pools in water parks. So it's like I wouldn't go anyway, but I guess I would say water park. 3772. Would you rather attend a bonfire or a barbecue? I think a barbecue. I don't love bonfires because I don't like the smoke burns my eyes. Like if I sit by a fire for too long, I'm just like, oof. So probably a barbecue. But then again, I do prefer like the being out in the summer in the evening when it's a little bit cooler. But I think I'm gonna go with barbecue. Would you rather read a book by the pool or listen to an audiobook? Read a book. I reserve my audiobooks for work or, you know, like when I'm busy doing stuff. If I'm just like chilling out, I would prefer to be reading versus an audiobook. All right, next set of questions. These are the this or that questions. Beach or pool? If I'm just chilling, vibing, beach. If I'm hot and want to be cooled down, pool. So both. I can't choose. Ice cream or popsicles? Ooh, I think ice cream. I love soft serve ice cream in the summer. Yeah. Flip-flops or slides? Ooh. Teenage Laura absolutely would have said flip-flops, particularly the like $1 flip-flops from Old Navy. 34-year-old Laura says slides. Because the little piece of plastic in between my toes, no thank you. Slides for sure. Barbecue or picnic? We just did that one. Oh no, we didn't. We did barbecue or bonfire. I would probably actually say picnic because there's usually less people. So if it's just like a picnic with Steven and I'm all about it. Picnic for sure. Lots of static in this color. Next one is hammock or beach towel. Ooh. I just envision myself now trying to get out of a hammock, and it just makes me laugh. Not even just get out, trying to get into a hammock. So probably beach towel, but I do love a hammock. I just, I don't know how that would go in my older years here. I feel like I would absolutely tip myself out of the hammock for sure. We are almost done. Frisbee or beach volleyball? Ooh. Neither. I never really mastered the Frisbee, like the art of the Frisbee. And playing volleyball on the beach is hard. Like playing anything in the sand is so difficult. I guess I would try Frisbee. I don't know about beach volleyball. Water park or amusement park. We already did that one. Watermelon or pineapple? Ooh, watermelon. I love pineapple, but it kind of gives you that like funky feeling in your mouth sometimes if it's like really sweet. So watermelon, but a good watermelon. I don't want no crappy watermelon. Fireworks or bonfire? Fireworks, I think. At least I'm like getting something out of fireworks. Like at least I'm enjoying the show. Surfing or paddle boarding? Yeah, no. Neither. I am the last person on earth who should ever be surfing. And paddle boarding, there's no way. Yeah, neither. No. No, 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 no. I'm cutting a dryer sheet off to the side here. I'm gonna try to squeeze in 2 bags into this one container because I am officially out of space, but I am gonna see if I can kind of finagle a little bit of room. But even if I can't, I can use the rest of the 3rd storage container for accessories. I forgot to mention at the start of the video that we are going away for a long weekend at the end of this week. So Steven and I both have Thursday off for Juneteenth. So we both took vacation days on Friday and we're going up to camp. So I will be traveling with this diamond painting. So it won't be the end of the world to have a little extra space for accessories, but if I can, I would like to squeeze it into 2 Harbor Freights, but it's not the end of the world if I can't. All right, can I squeeze this little bit of drills? I'm gonna have to dump them on the side, I think. This is our last regular color. We are on to the special drills here in a second. And we'll see if I can make it work. Okay, I gotta scroll here, so give me 1 second to scroll. Come on. They're just the tiniest bit of static in this one. Probably shouldn't talk about static until I finish with all the colors. Okay. Okay, and then here is the 3rd Harbor Freight, which is a little bit of a mess. So let me just take these out. And 3, I think I need 6. 2, 4, oh, I need 7. Oh, darn. Okay. So we'll start with this and then we'll figure it out. All right, scroll down, Laura. When you were a kid, what was your favorite summer activity? I lived in a small neighborhood and it was like bicycle gang. As soon as summer hit, we were on our bikes from morning till night. So probably riding my bike around the neighborhood with all my friends. There was a little like mom and pop style, I guess it was really a hardware store, but they had like candy and stuff. So we used to ride our bikes down there and we would get like candy cigarettes and all that stuff. Good times. I did enjoy growing up in like in small town New York. Like there just wasn't a ton to do. Like everybody went to the park or the bowling alley, and everybody would stop at Bush's was the name of the store, and we would get candy, and there wasn't a ton to do, so everybody just kind of hung out together. What was your favorite ice cream truck treat when you were a kid? I haven't had an ice cream truck in forever. My favorite were the chocolate chip cookie ice cream sandwiches, where it was like 2 chocolate chip cookies with a bunch of vanilla ice cream squished in the middle. So good. I could go for one of those now. Did you ever go camping as a kid? Did you like it? Yeah, we used to go camping. One of my friends and her family used to go camping, and sometimes I would go with them. Did I like it? No. I was very afraid of the dark. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm afraid of it now. I just don't like it. You know, like I deal with it, but I don't like to be outside in the dark. Just not really my thing. So no, I didn't really like it. When I found out that Steven, when we first started dating, and he's like, yeah, my family has a camp, I was like, oh my God, what does that mean? And then I saw camp, which is basically just a second house, and I was like, this I can do. There's like bedrooms and bathrooms and electricity and internet, and this is my kind of camping. So what did a typical summer day look like when you were a kid? Both of my parents worked. My mother was a secretary and my dad worked in sales. So my older sister was usually in charge during the summer. She is 4 years older than I am. So we would get up and we had like approved breakfasts that we could have. Like I wasn't allowed to make a bagel because I wasn't allowed to use like a toaster without supervision. So like my sister could make me a bagel, or like I would have cereal or Pop-Tarts or whatever. And then we spent most of the day outside. I guess as my sister got older, she didn't as much. But I had a group of friends that lived like right around us. So it was basically, like I mentioned before, we were all on our bikes all day. It was the bike gang of the little village that I grew up in. And I was usually outside. My sister would make me come in to eat lunch, and then I would go back out. And I was pretty much outside until my parents got home from work and it was like time for dinner. What was your favorite show to watch during summer break? Ooh. I loved watching, I watched a lot of probably not necessarily kid shows when I was younger. Do we think I can fit this bag, or am I playing that game again? But I loved to watch, yeah, I'm playing that game again. Darn it. I remember always watching like Charmed and ER, The Nanny, Golden Girls, like when all those shows were on, I just loved watching. Obviously they were reruns, but I did love watching those shows in the summer. It was like there was a whole lineup. I think it was TBS, or was it TNT? I can't remember what channel it was, but it was like Charmed was on for 2 hours, and then it was 2 hours of ER, and then it was, you know, whatever the rest of the shows were. But I did love that. What is the best trip or thing you did during the summer as a child? Like I mentioned, we used to go on family vacations, and I always loved going to the beach. We have 2 colors left, guys. And it's 2:59. I said I wanted to be done by 3, so we're almost there. Let's see. I'm gonna skip. The next question is, did you pick up any summer hobbies as a child? I was always crafty, so I don't know that I picked anything up. I just always was kind of crafting. Did you ever participate in water balloon fights as a kid? Oh yeah, definitely. Did you ever attend a summer camp? I did not. I feel like I remember doing something at school. Like, I know I was never in summer school or anything, so I know it wasn't that. So I wonder if maybe I did some type of summer camp. I like vividly remembered, not vividly, I vaguely remember doing something for like a week at the school, but I don't remember what it was. And then the last question we already answered. It was, what was the best summer of your childhood? It was the summer that I mentioned. We were in North Carolina for 2 weeks before my parents got divorced and all that stuff. So it was definitely that summer. We did it. We are all kitted up. Now, even if I tried squeezing in, I'm still not going to have enough room. I was thinking maybe I could do another row of containers on their side, like I have these ones, but I have 8 containers and the most I'd be able to fit would be 3. So I am going to just keep the 3rd set of containers open. And what I will do is I will put like my tray and my pen and all my accessories in here, and it'll just help keep everything together. And then as I get through colors, actually, I think I only doubled up on 1 color. So I was going to say, as I get through some of my double containers, like I have this pink one, I can move things up, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. So that's okay. We have 3 sets of Harbor Freights for this diamond painting, but I am so excited. I'm going to go washi tape my canvas. I'm going to take my start photo, and I'm going to start this diamond painting. I cannot wait. Unfortunately, I have kind of used up my allotted time, so I'm not going to choose accessories with you guys. Hopefully you will forgive me for that, but I do have some really cute Otter cover minders, so I'm going to go pick a minder, and I'm going to get ready to start this diamond painting. So thank you guys so much for watching today's kitten chat. I hope you enjoyed it. I will leave the tag questions in the description if you are interested in using them for a future video as well. And that's going to do it for today's video. I do have a schedule set up for the rest of the week. Like I mentioned, I am going away for a long weekend, but I do have videos planned. I need to film them. So as long as things go according to plan and I can get everything filmed, you will not miss a video this week. I think we might even have an extra one. So we'll see how things shake out. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everybody has a great start to your week, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.